If I think about all the hundreds of students that I've taught in the past, all that time I've spent in the classroom, and I think about those kids who just would never raise their hands and ask a question. They didn't want to clarify their understanding, they didn't want to offer an opinion. Maybe they would have aced their questions, their exam questions, their mock exams, which would have led to amazing predicted grades and opening up avenues and doors to courses that, they could only dream of. Maybe they would have even enjoyed the science courses that they took, but they didn't. Despite me, really making it a culture of raise your hands and don't be scared and ask questions to clarify your understanding. They wouldn't do that despite the praise that I gave them, the encouragement that I gave them. And believe me, I went to town. I love stickers that had my name and the science department on there. I would give stickers, I would send postcards home, certificates of achievement, so much praise. But it just wouldn't do any good. They wouldn't let it in, because at the end of the day, they had a belief that they have limiting beliefs, they have imposter syndrome, they have social anxiety or performance anxiety. And then any feedback that I would give them that was trying to move them forward, they would just interpret that as a justification of their imposter syndrome, a justification of their limiting beliefs, of their anxiety. See, I'm not good at it anyway. Miss said this. And they just wouldn't see anything around that, and they'd kind of be stuck in a loop. Now, as parents, with respect, you're pretty clueless about what to do, because you could see the grades that they were getting. You could see that your teen was terribly unhappy and you really want to help them, but you're stuck too. And then what do? You sign up for extra tuition, which costs you even more money, right? Or different programs, or you turn to the school. Lots of them would turn to the school and ask us as teachers, can you support them a bit better? Can you give extra lessons? So I would give up my lunch breaks. Sometimes I'd come in early and just sit with them and try and support them. But actually, that would make matters worse, because if I think about it, your anxious teen, I know if they didn't have the label of anxiety and they just had the symptoms, but those teens, they didn't want to sit one-to-one with me. That was like a disaster for them, because now they're under my radar, and it's like a worst thing that could ever happen. They don't want to be there stuck with me. It was even harder for them. And then they just sort of seek excuses not to turn up. And it was just a perpetual cycle. And you know what? There is a better way. There really is. If your teen could go back and find out the root cause of their anxiety, their anxious thoughts, their limiting beliefs, their imposter syndrome, and we could, rewire their minds so that they could be confident, fearlessly confident, like the day that they were born, the day that they came onto this planet, ready to be celebrated. Now imagine your teen having fantastic prospects at university or college, having the confidence to apply for their dream job or course that they want. Imagine no limit on the potential of your child. And, it sounds like, oh my God, you're promising me the world, but it works. I've had amazing results with past teenagers and their families. And what we set targets together. These can include academic, mental, emotional well-being, or even fitness goals. And then I hold them accountable. We have like a daily, weekly tracker where we set targets, we agree them, and I hold them accountable. Yeah, and I know as parents you love that word. We hold them accountable to meeting those goals and targets. And if there's any resistance, then we do an intervention call where we give them some strategies to overcome that. And it's pretty high touch, as you can imagine. Now, if you want help in coaching your teen into achieving all the above and all the things that I've said, sign up to my 90 Days Fearless Confidence Program, just like the day that they were born. Drop a heart in the comments and I'll send you the details. Okay, lots of love.